You wake the screen, and something feels off. There's no notch, no dynamic island, no giant black cutout eating into your display. Just edge-to-edge glass. Clean, unbroken, and in the corner? A single, tiny camera dot. That's it. And according to a new leak from one of the most accurate display insiders in the industry, this might be exactly what Apple is preparing for the iPhone 18 Pro Max. Apple is reportedly testing under-display Face ID for the iPhone 18 Pro lineup. Not rumors, not concept art, actual internal testing. Here's the twist though, the selfie camera wouldn't disappear completely. Instead, Apple may move it slightly off-center, while all Face ID hardware, the infrared projector, flood illuminator, and sensors, would operate invisibly beneath the screen. If this ships, it wouldn't just be another redesign. It would be the beginning of the end for the dynamic island. And that would mark Apple's biggest visual iPhone change since Face ID itself. Now, Apple hasn't avoided this because they lack imagination. They've avoided it because Face ID is hard. This isn't just a camera. It's a full 3D facial mapping system that works in darkness, sunlight, weird angles, while moving, even with glasses on. Hiding that under OLED pixels without losing speed, accuracy, or security is brutally difficult. That's why this leak matters. It suggests Apple finally believes the tech is good enough to meet Apple standards, and those standards are ruthless. So why move the selfie camera to the side? Because symmetry looks nice, but usable screen space matters more. We've seen this before. Samsung tried off-center punch holes years ago. People complained, then forgot about it within days. Your brain adapts, and suddenly, you're left with more screen and fewer distractions. That's the goal here, an iPhone that finally feels like a pure sheet of glass. Of course, this raises a huge question: what happens to the dynamic island? Apple could shrink it, turn it into a software-only feature, or quietly kill it altogether. And yes, that would be controversial. But remember, Apple has never been sentimental about its own creations. Headphone jack, home button, charger in the box, gone. Timing-wise, 2026 makes perfect sense. The iPhone 18 would arrive nearly 10 years after the original notch, a symbolic reset. OLED tech is mature. Manufacturing yields are better, costs are down, and if Apple pulls this off, it instantly becomes the most visually distinctive smartphone on the market. No spec sheet needed, you'd see it instantly, but leaks are still leaks. Apple tests many ideas that never ship. This could be delayed, limited to Pro models, or pushed back another year. Still, the fact that credible insiders are even talking about under-display Face ID testing tells us one thing: Apple is serious. So now the real question isn't can Apple do this? It's would you want it? Would you trade the dynamic island for a tiny off-center camera if it meant a nearly perfect full-screen iPhone? Drop your thoughts below. Would you buy the iPhone 18 Pro Max if this design becomes reality? I'll see you in the next one.